Persuasive speech rehearsal, take 5. Alright, y'all, let me ask you a question. Should there be mandatory drug screenings in order to receive welfare benefits? Or think about it like this. If an employer requires the employee to be free of drugs as a condition of employment, why can't there be the same requirement for folks that want to receive benefits from the welfare system? Welfare, freebies, handouts, or whatever the name is you choose to label government assistance, the fact remains that this benefit is sorely needed by a lot of people in the United States. Government assistance, or welfare as it's commonly referred to, is a very broad term that encompasses many different assistance programs available in the United States. Some of those programs are food stamps, cash assistance, and government housing. In recent years, there have been mass debates in courtrooms across the United States hashing out the legality and morality of pre-assistance drug screening. My intent here is to educate my audience, you guys, with a little bit of history on drugs in the United States and a little bit of history and facts on the welfare system and drug testing in regards to assistance eligibility, and hopefully at the end of it maybe persuaded you a little bit to be in favor of mandatory pre-assistance drug testing. It was in 2013, it was reported that over 24 million people had abused drugs in the United States, which is approximately 9.4% of the population. Most estimates have found that 5 to 10% of welfare recipients have substance abuse problems, rates that are a few percentage points higher than those found in the general population. Based on these numbers, I think all welfare recipients should be drug tested. Drug abuse is a serious problem in the United States. Approximately 24.6 million people. That's 24.6 million Americans admitted to using drugs in 2013. The fact that there's a war on drugs here in America is a clear indication that there's a problem. In 2015, 15,000 people died from opioid use. And here recently, President Trump had declared a national state of emergency for the United States due to the growing opioid crisis. This declaration could offer states and federal agencies more resources and power to combat this epidemic. You know, the welfare system itself was designed to help those who are in need. It was initially created in the 1930s by Franklin Delano Roosevelt. And it was created to aid the nearly 60% of people living in poverty through no fault of their own, which is critical when we're exploring the idea of welfare-supported drug use. The welfare system is maintained to aid those who are currently unemployed, underemployed, have a disability, or facing a hardship. I don't believe it was created to fund drug habits. Temporary assistance for needy families, or TANF is the acronym, was designed to serve as a temporary assistance program in which the recipients are working towards becoming self-sufficient, which is a good thing. And usually afterwards, they often seek employment in the private sector, which is a good thing. The welfare programs themselves are the intrusion. Drug testing, where appropriate, is a common sense measure to minimize abuse and restore a measure of personal responsibility to the welfare system. Drug testing could save states a lot of money in the long run. It really could. There are individuals who rely on cash benefits to support their drug habits, which is a bad thing. But there are estimates that 5 to 10% of the individuals who receive cash assistance as a benefit are actually substance abusers. And so to put it in perspective, in their first year of testing, Florida saved $198,000 on paid out cash benefits, and that number is projected to increase in the coming years. Drug testing could help many substance dependent individuals get the help that they truly need. At least 17 states had proposals in 2016 to address substance abuse and drug testing for welfare programs. Of those 17 states, Arkansas passed a bill making their drug testing program permanent. An interesting point I found during my research was that, think about this. If welfare recipients, aren't abusing drugs, then, and there's only like a few bad apples that are, then drug testing will actually serve to remove some of the stigma implied drug addiction that many assume even without drug testing. So it's kind of like it would be a good way to police the welfare system. Some states have put into their legislation that individuals who receive treatment and they pop positive on a drug test, their benefits will be suspended, but they may apply for benefits as soon as 6 months after their initial request, assuming that they've completed a substance abuse program. Allowing people to retest. Some states are allowing people to retest after treatment, and hopefully that'll encourage folks to stay clean so they can continue to receive the assistance that they truly need. So based on the evidence presented, drug testing those receiving cash assistance could benefit states by saving money and not supporting the drug habits of those with addiction issues. It would also open the door for drug users to receive the help that they need for their addiction. And drug testing, where appropriate, is a common sense measure to minimize the abuse and restore a measure of personal responsibility to the welfare system. It is past time to ensure that the United States limited resources go to those truly in need. Thank you.